since I got some people in here I didn't expect to see, and a lot of people I invited, man, this is awesome. Whew. All right. I love you too. I love all of you. Thank you. Here they go. All right. So I grew up in Metropolis, just down the street, just maybe half a mile down the road, next to the middle school. Not too far from where the pastor lives now, actually. And, gosh, I think we moved here when I was about 11. Can everybody hear this? Okay, so when I was about 11, we moved here. We'd lived in West Paducah for a while, and my mother's family's from here. My mother was a member of this church with my dad, and she'd passed away about 5 years ago. And man, they begged and pleaded with me to come in here, and you couldn't have paid me to step foot in this place. Funeral or wedding, we might have came in. I might have got here, but I think several of you, I think, know my past and how I was. I was a non-believer, I guess, for lack of better terms. But that's not the fact now, man. I tell you that. By 13, I was running the streets around Metropolis on a bicycle, terrorizing neighborhoods, stealing, drugs, all of it. Started at a young age, everything. Running amok, man. Me and a couple of neighborhood kids, we'd just terrorize everything we could, destroy everything in town, and then go read the newspaper on a Wednesday and read the police and fire reports just to see how good we did. That's just terrible, man. That's an awful kid. Luckily, they didn't know about that, so. Except for the few times the cops came and knocked on the door. So I'm just going to bounce around on this testimony here and just try to fill a little bit of time in the beginning. But man, so in my teenage years, you get your license, you start doing all the drinking and driving and hiding and hitting the back roads and running around with all your friends, and you're not bothering nobody except for you could really be changing somebody's life with those stupid mistakes and those ignorant decisions that we were making. By the time I'm in my 20s, early 20s, pretty much an alcoholic. So I'm just trying to think here. By the time I'm in my late 20s, mid 20s, I'm married. That only lasts 8 or 9 years. I messed that up pretty good. I'm just sorry that I had to drag somebody through what I was going through. Then the alcoholism really kicked in. I lost a family member, and it just progressed and progressed and progressed. But I always had a hold on it because, I'm that good. So I never knew the Lord. This is all running without the Lord, man. I was all me. It was all me all the time. I was number one, front and center. Everybody else fell to the wayside. There were people I loved and cherished, but they were few and far between. I always thought, man, a good person, you just do the right thing and don't screw people over, and guess what? You're good. You don't have to have God. But furthest from the truth. Furthest from the truth. So we're going to fast forward. I was about 41. It's about 3 years ago. I ruined another relationship. Screwed that one up really good. And mostly this is all alcoholism based, okay? And I decided to get sober. I didn't know the Lord yet. I didn't lose my license, lose my job, losing my kids, I just had a void. I didn't know what was going on. My mother, I'd lost her the year prior. I've ruined that relationship. My dad finds out he's got diagnosed with cancer. And it just hit me, man, like, your family's dwindling. You can't lose another person. I just can't keep losing people. So I sat down and asked the Lord into my life. And, greatest decision I ever made. It was, I can't say immediate, but man, within a few minutes, dude, there was such a burden lifted off of me. There was a void that was filled that I had no idea was there because I was suppressing it with alcohol all the time. And when I'm telling you I didn't drink on the weekends. No, I drank about half a gallon every 2 days. That's just at home. So we add that up at 30 days, you got 7.5 gallons of vodka. That's not counting going and hanging out with the friends, going to the bars and whatever you're doing in between that on Saturday and Sunday when I'm drinking all day long. Finally, I went and seen a doctor right before I got sober, and she was like, you're going to die. It's Like, everything you're telling me, you're going to die. She was treating someone at the moment that was dying. Well, I asked the Lord into my life, and I also had met a young man. He's a pastor, Pastor Nate Hillebrand. Folks in Metropolis here probably know him. And he was trying to work on me, but I beat him to it. So we became buddies, man. We ended up working out and going and getting in church together, and he'd take me with him over there in Keble. Whew. Rough. All right, so, and I got into my walk, man. I just started realizing things. Like, you didn't have it all together the whole time, dude. You know, all the drinking and partying and running. I just wanted to have a good time when I was doing that stuff, and I wanted you to have a good time. And I just, you know, man, I've been kicked out of places like just for having too good of a time. Can you believe that? But I got sober. I found the Lord, and then instantly, man, that void that was filled, within days, we're starting to see blessings left and right. The biggest one is a few months later, Dad gets a bill of clean health. And he's still fine right now. He's doing good. I wouldn't say he's fine. But... All right. So something else I wanted to touch on now I was going to add to that is years ago I got into martial arts, and I met some people, right? So everybody kind of does. Oh, you do that on the side, man. Let's hang out and do that. So I met this guy, him and his brother, and through a friend, and the friend said, "Ah, man, just train in their garage. They got mats and all this stuff. You just go over there and just beat the tar out of each other." So I'd go over there, and these gentlemen like to sleep all day long because they didn't have any responsibilities. So I'm banging on the windows, waking them up. They'd get up, and then their dad would inform them that you're not doing anything until you go to church. Bring your friend. Nah, I'm good, man. I'll come back. What time you get back from church? I'll be back then. And then, we'd train for 3 or 4 hours a night. And, man, what a turnabout, right? Now here I am trying to tell you the word, man. Isn't that awesome? So that's kind of just a little bit of me. I'm sure I'm leaving out a lot of stuff, man, because, well, I'm nervous. So deal with it. So listen. My message today, thank you. My message today is biblical strength. And I used to put the gym first, man. That was like that was it. When I was younger and I was talking about this guy and this training, I put all that first. Then I kind of shifted into weights. Well, I put that first. Even though I'm in God, I'm in the Lord, and I'm spending all my time in the Lord, I still had goals that I was putting first, and I was still seeking those goals. Well, so I attained those goals, but Arturo, I spoke to you a minute ago. I told you we're going to connect. I tore my shoulder up, and I was scared to death we were going to have surgery. I couldn't use it. I couldn't raise my arm. I couldn't wash my armpit in the shower. I couldn't put on a shirt. Man, I couldn't tie tennis shoes and slip them on. It was a mess. I was scared to death, but I went to the Lord, and I'm like, just a miraculous healing, man. Just use me to show people that you can do this. You can heal me, because everybody was naysaying, man, you just need to go to the surgeon, dude. You tore it up. Just go. You're putting it off. But what that did in that amount of time, it was about an 8-week span. It put perspective into my life where I needed to be putting my focus, and it wasn't in the weight room and in the gym and how strong I thought I was or how strong I could be. So when I shifted that focus, and me and Pastor had been meeting around this point in time already, so I shifted that focus, dude. The Lord just started abundantly giving to me. In abundance. I don't mean, look at, that's cool. No. Do you understand that a shoulder surgery could set you back up to 6 months from work? Short-term disability, and a third of what I was making. The financial setback that I would have had was just that, that's a headache. The Lord will provide, I understand that. But the problem is, it's a struggle, and that's what we're going to talk about, man. Everything's a struggle. There's a reward on the other end of it. But the Lord showed me, I'm going to get your attention with this, and you better be listening. Because if not, it could get real bad, right? He took care of me. So I also want to start with, Joe, will you humor me? Will you stand up, please? Please. Braden, would you stand up, please? Travis, would you please stand up? I want you guys to take a look at these men. They're big, strong, muscular men, right? I think we all agree that, right? No, this kid especially, this pound for pound right here. That kid, strongest, pound for pound, one of the strongest kids in Bassett County. I know you are too. So, you look at men like this and the way they carry themselves, you think, man, that's a strong dude, man, look at him. But you don't know what's going on in here, right? We don't know what struggle these men carry with them. We don't know what their biblical strength is like. We just see the outside. We see the muscles, right? But I know these three men, and if Jacob was here, where's Ray? If Jacob was here, man, I would have called him up too, and if he's watching this online later, I want him to know. It's a good man. A good kid. Just on the shell, man, you see a man, right? Big, strong man. But we don't know what struggles these people face. And biblical strength is totally different than the physical, right? And I just want us all to understand that today, because I'm talking to each and every one of you, and it might mean something different to each and every one of you, okay? But we're going to talk about biblical strength, and you guys can sit down if you want. Thank you very much for standing. I appreciate it. Travis here, man, that's my Proverbs 27:17. That's my iron sharpens iron. For those of you that don't know, okay? That guy, he helped hurt me. So give it up to Travis. But with that being said, look where I'm at today. I didn't plan this, okay? Of course, in my walk, the goal is, man, I want to spread the word, but I didn't expect to do it this way so soon. But what I want to say about these guys when they were standing and you're looking at them is, in the gym, man, the iron does not lie, okay? It's you versus that weight. And when you struggle, let me ask you guys this, and Darren, I should have got you in on that. Let me ask you this, Darren, when you're in the gym and it's hard and you're struggling, do you quit because you're afraid of getting sore, or do you push through? You push through, right? Same thing in life, man. When it's hard and you're struggling, do you just sit back? Or do we push through? Do we go to the Lord in our faith and ask Him to give us the strength to push through? Or do you just sit idle? I don't sit idle, I can tell you that. In biblical strength, we are to stay strong in our faith. Forgive me, I got a lot of notes here, so eye contact might not be a good thing with me today. This all started, man, I listened to this pastor, and I listen to his sermons every day. And his name is Joby Martin. And a quote that this is what sparked all this for me, it really hit me, was he said, everyone wants to be strong, but no one wants to be sore. And I'm like, that'll preach, man. That don't even have to have anything to do with working out and the weights and any of that stuff. Just in life, you pray, give me. But please don't put me through anything, you know. I don't want to learn a lesson. I just want the rewards. And so when he was talking to he was talking to a football team. He's trying to give them a pep talk. They're over there getting their butts handed to them on a weekly basis, he said, and they're over there doing curls. I don't know what you know about football, but biceps aren't going to help you play football, okay? They're over there curling so that they can, look good for the ladies. Well, he had it. He was like, "What are you doing, man?" He was like, "Y'all are scared to be sore." And man, that just resonated with me, because how many of you have sat there at one point in time and only went so far in your faith because you're scared of what might come, or what might not come, or how long it's going to take? We do not know God's timing. And when you ask for something, don't be in a hurry, because He'll humble you real quick, and you're going to be on a waiting list, man. All right, so we strive for faith and strength, and that leads us to blessings and favor. That's what we're looking for. But there's a gap between what we want to do and sometimes what we are willing to do. Like I said, we want give me, but I don't want to work for it. You're the Lord. I'm supposed to come to you and ask for these things. Well, what have you done? What have you done to come to me and be obedient in me? What have you done? Do we listen to a sermon or a devotional 5 minutes a day, every day, and think that we got enough of the Word? I tell you, man, that ain't enough. It's not enough for me, by any means. We want the reward, but without the sacrifice. We want success without the discomfort. I'm going to say these things. There's probably 100 different ways to say the same thing, but I'm going to beat it into the ground. Okay? And these things come through our obedience to the Lord and not in complacency. Right? Does everybody know what complacency is, right? Comfortable. Oh, I'm good here. Like, oh, no, I read my devotional every day. Oh, cool. You mean that little passage that they take that says something good and comforting that might have been taken out of context because you didn't get the before and the after? Yeah? I seen a quote not too long ago, and it cracked me up. It said, I can do all things through a scripture taken out of context. And that, man, and you got to be careful because those devotionals will get you, right? Sometimes we just don't want to face adversity, and you have to face adversity head on, right? You want to be resilient. Well, then how are you going to be resilient if you just sit idle? I got a quote from Andy Andrews here. He says, but with adversity we build muscle and we create strength. Adversity, turns out, is preparation for success. Man. Biblical strength is a gift of the Lord. It's tied in faith with God and in His Word and in His promises. Again, I'm going to say it 100 different ways. You got to go through it to get to it. Okay? Sitting idle and just, look, folks, coming into church, amazing. Coming into church once a month on a Sunday, I think you're slipping a little bit, right? I might step on some toes here, but it's only because it's heartfelt and it's spirit-led. Okay? In Psalms 18:32, it is God who arms me with strength and makes my way perfect. God arms me with strength. So go to the Lord. Seek Him first in everything you do. Any decision you need to make, any obstacle in your life. Joe was talking about him and his wife. They moved here. They had a big decision to make. Consult. Pray on it. We don't need, we want answers immediately, right? Everybody does. I'm the most impatient person you'll ever meet, I promise you. But it's in His time. And if you're impatient, then guess what? He's going to teach you some patience because you're not going to get it right when you want it. Now, we are all saved to serve, okay? And what I'm getting at with this is we ask for things, but we have to serve. If you're saved in Christ and you want, but you're not serving, man, you can do this in any different way. It could be in the nursery, it could be the coffee shop, it could be a door greeter. Go out there into the mission field and just talk about Jesus. I went to the gym the other day to work out after I'd hurt my shoulder and the physical therapist told me I could work out. I ran into Mark Bramer. Longest conversation I ever had with the man. 20, 25 minutes, Mark. I didn't touch a weight. One of my favorite times in the gym, dude. I said, I'm good. I'm just going to drink this water. I'm out. I got what I came for. Sometimes fellowship's all you need. Sometimes that's all you need. And I guarantee you this. Me personally, I've learned more in fellowship outside of a church or a Sunday morning than I ever have gotten from one single sermon, okay? You'll get bits and pieces along the way. But if you stay in your brothers and sisters and you talk to them and you get to know them really well and actually have an affection and a caring concern for them, they will open up to you, man. And then, you know what? You can share Christ with them. You can share different things. You might want to keep some things personal, but that's our growth. That's how we're going to grow. And the stronger you are in the Bible and the stronger you are in the Lord, the more you can share those things, the more you're going to know and the deeper conversations you're going to have. More blessings and favor. If we live up to our part in the Lord, then He will do His part. We have His Word. He tells us so. You abide in him, and he will abide in you. Arturo kind of mentioned this earlier. You didn't use that term, but same thing. Abide in the Lord, and the Lord will abide in you. How awesome is that? It's beautiful. He wants to be in me. The heathen. Some of you people have known me for over 30 years, 20 years. You ever thought you'd see me standing up here? Not a chance. Not a chance, man. In Isaiah 40:31. See if I can do this through these tears here. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. That's cool, man. That speaks to me. It speaks to me for one thing. Anytime I think of an eagle, Dad, what was Mom's favorite animal? Well, it was an eagle. I'll answer for him. How about that? Had them all over the house, man. Come on. Jeez. Way to participate. I set him up. He didn't know we were going to do this. So I shall mount up on wings like eagles, man. I'm just thinking about soaring through just soaring through the sky, going to my eternal life, man. Now, everything will happen in God's time, right? We can't rush it. We don't know when it's going to be, nor we couldn't even begin to imagine when that will be. But that's where we have prayer, and we have faith, and we have biblical strength. Okay? Now, you see, everyone wants to skip the struggle and just receive them blessings, but the struggle is where our character is made. Yeah? It molds us, forms us, it shapes us. If you don't have yourself some character, man, you're lacking. I can promise you that. I speak from experience. And I'm not up here to preach at you. I'm talking to myself here too, okay? Like Paul said, the chiefest of sinners. Well, you're looking at it. Brother Harvey Baxter always says, I'd have blew hell wide open. And I'm like, man, I can relate to that. John, you're going to appreciate this. Bruce Lee once said, do not pray for an easy life, but instead pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. Come to the Lord, man, and be humble and pray and be open and honest and quit asking, give me, give me, give me. One of the first things I think of, just blessing my food, I'll sit down and I go, Lord, bless that. Wait a minute. Why do I always got to ask him for something? I ain't even gave him thanks yet. Lord, thank you. Thank you for this fellowship. Thank you for the opportunity to meet with these people. Lord, thank you for this family. Lord, thank you for this church. And Lord, thank you for filling this house. Then you can ask him. Because the moral is, man, we just can't take. Just give me. Now in Ephesians 3:16, it says, I pray out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with the power through his Spirit in your inner being. I pray out of his glorious riches. The Lord's got an abundance to give. He's never going to run out. You can come to him all day long, every day, and ask. But make sure you're doing what you need to do. We need to be obedient to the Lord and to the Word. You need to get in the Word. And if you don't know what obedience is or what you need to do, you need to talk to somebody, man. Somebody in this church can help you. Brian can help you. I can help you. Somebody, anybody. We can help. We can figure that out for you. So, I've seen this saying. It says, trees that go through storms develop deeper roots. But the trees growing in perfect conditions, they get knocked down easily. They have no base. They have no structure. They have nothing to stand on. Do you have base and structure? Is everything perfect in your life? I'll answer that for you. No, I guarantee it isn't. No matter how good it is, no matter the abundance of blessings, no matter what season you're in, nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect except for Christ. Again, everybody wants to be strong, but nobody wants to be sore. The way that hits me is, I was driving down the road, and I wanted to call everyone that I had in my phone, man. I wanted to call everybody and be like, have you ever heard that before? Isn't that awesome? And people were like, yeah, dude, that's good. I'm busy. Hey, can you call me back later? I'm like, all right, I'll call somebody else. Because I want to be strong in the Lord. I want to be courageous, dependable, and disciplined. And discipline, I'm disciplined, but it's in different fields, right? I don't have to have somebody call me and say, hey, man, would you want to go work out, man? And, it might be fun. You can sweat a little bit. It's going to be hard, but I don't know, man. Let me think about it. No, I'll beat you there. I'll beat you there, man. And I'll probably stay too long, be like Joe, and we'll be standing around talking. Or maybe I'll just go and talk to Mark, and I won't even work out at all. Dude, it's the greatest. That fellowship, that's a divine appointment. You ever been somewhere to do something and you get in a conversation with somebody, maybe you haven't seen them in weeks, months, or years, and you walk away from there just glowing. You're like, man, I needed that. I really needed that. That person really, man, I can't believe I don't see that person or talk to that person more often. Man, they really did it for me today. But sometimes being disciplined or being courageous or strong, it just hurts too much. Somebody may have hurt us. A person may have hurt us badly. Or maybe I've let myself down. We beat ourselves up pretty bad. We're our own worst enemy most of the time. And for some folks, man, they struggle with just simply facing the day. I know so many people tell me, man, I just couldn't get up and going today. I'm just going to lay in bed all day. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Some may be struggling with grief or loss of a loved one, or disconnected family members or best friends. But there are many different struggles for many different people. And I urge you to go to the Lord and speak with Him on that. He will meet you. There's lust, addiction, anger, jealousy, or even pride. And besides patience, I have a pride issue. I was always very proud of myself. Way before I came to Christ, man, I did that, and I did that, and I did that. Now before I do anything, I'm like, Lord, please don't let me get hurt. Please keep my pride out of this. Please keep me safe. Because all struggles come in many different shapes and sizes. We don't know what the person next to you is going through, and they may not know what you're going through. It's how we can come to Jesus and be in His promise and do our part as a follower that the Lord will show us favor. But again, it's in His time, not ours. You can't rush it, man. You can't rush perfection. And there was one perfect person, Christ. I spoke about patience. Now, how many of you have patience? Is it a virtue? Is it one of your virtues? Yeah? Now, how many of us have a problem with patience? I think that's the bulk of the room, right? It's the flip side of that coin. You ever feel like you're continuously having your patience tested? I do all the time, man. It's just part of my struggle. So that's my struggle. I want you to ask yourself, keep it to yourself or share it with somebody that you trust. What's your struggle? Where are you struggling? Go to the Lord about that. But get you an accountability partner or someone in the Lord, someone you can trust. I heard it said this way. Pastor Joby Martin said, rug bearers. Get you 4 rug bearers. Someone that's going to pick up the corner of your rug and take you to Jesus and put you in that roof. Get you, deputize 4 people. Guys, you find 4 people that will go to war with you, and you tell them, you hold me accountable, and you give me everything I need within reason. If I'm being too much of myself, you tell me to take a step back. If I need to go to you and confide in you and I need your counsel, hold me accountable. Iron sharpens iron. Everybody in here needs that. We are all going to go through trials and tribulations, great difficulties, and all of us as believers will face that. If you're not having a hard time with anything and everything's smooth sailing and going by, I don't know what, man. Come talk to me because I'd love to hear it. I want to know what you're doing. But the Bible teaches us that for those who love God, all things, including adversity, work together for the ultimate good. And everything that God has made is good. God uses difficult times to shape us into the image of His Son, Jesus, which is who we all should strive to be more like every day. In Samuel, it tells us that it's better to obey than to sacrifice. Because true faith through obedience is showing love, trust, and commitment to God's ways rather than outward gestures of works. No one wants to hear about your good deeds. They're not going to get you anywhere. It's just a pride thing, right? Malachi 3:3. And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. There's a story about the silversmith. Have any of you all heard this silversmith story? Okay, it's about a refiner. So there's this group I guess it's a group of young men that would meet for Bible study, and they were talking about the refiner's fire. And so one of them decided, I don't really understand what's going on here, so I'll go see a silversmith and kind of get a grasp of how his job works and how this entails. And they go and he sits with him and he's asking him questions. And he doesn't tell him why he's there. He just says he wants to shadow him. So he says, what happens if you hold this in the fire and you pull it out too early? He's like, well, I've ruined it. He's like, oh, okay. Well, what happens if you hold this in the fire, the silver in the fire, too long? Well, he's basically ruined again. And he said, well, how do you know when to pull it out? And the silversmith said, well, that's the easy part, when I can see my image in it. The Lord will put you in the fire, man, and He will hold you there as long as it takes. You can't rush His time. And when He sees what He needs to see in you, the image of His Son Christ, He's going to pull you out and you're going to receive favor and blessings. But He must be patient and precise. So my question to you today, where are you currently at? What's your struggle? Where are you at with that struggle? Are you biblically strong, or are you afraid to be sore? Are you struggling with lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, or pride of self? Lust of the eyes is you covet things. Lust of the flesh, I think we all know what that is. And pride of self, I did that. I get all the glory. Patting yourself on the back. Hey, did you see how good I did that? Right? But you got to give God the glory. Now, are you lacking in obedience? I think all of us are. I'm going to step on some toes potentially with this one. Are you sitting in complacency, just filling a seat in a pew on a Sunday? Or are we in the Word and being obedient and doing what Christ and the Lord has called us to do? There was an Irish proverb. It says, for every mile of road, there's 2 miles of ditch. The path is forward. What's in your ditches? You don't want to veer off. You got to keep it between the mustard and the mayonnaise. You get over here, there could be sin laying over here. There could be lust laying over here. It could be coveting things. Don't get in that ditch. Stay on that path. We're not going backwards, right? You know why your rearview mirror is smaller than your windshield? Because you're not going that way. I urge us as a church to be more obedient and biblically strong. I would also urge a relationship with Christ for any of you that do not have one, or strengthen your relationship with Christ. I'd love to see you help one another in that situation as well. You can lean on each other, you know. If that's something you want, and I can answer any of the questions or help you, man, I'm more than willing. After this is over, you can catch me in the lobby or something. We can talk. We can exchange numbers. I don't want anybody leaving here today patting me on my back, because what I want you leaving here today is saying that you witnessed the Spirit of the Lord moving in somebody that you wouldn't have seen walk through this door years ago. And the Lord did a great work in me, and that you would have never seen me stand at a pulpit bringing the Lord's message. But guess what? When you got Christ, things change. And through Christ we are all reborn, and you can be too. That's all I have for today. I'm going to say a short prayer, and then I'm going to hand it over to Brian. Lord, I just thank you for this fellowship today. I thank you for bringing everybody into the church, Lord. I thank you for all the support. Lord, I just hope that this message was received. I hope it was understood. Lord, I hope we can go back out into the mission field when we leave here and do a great work and grow the kingdom of God. Lord, I just hope that we glorified you here today. And I hope your presence was felt. And I just ask you continue to go with everyone as they leave here and be safe in their car rides home, Lord. And maybe they can think about what their struggles are and if they're biblically strong or not. Whether they're living in obedience or complacency, Lord, and let everybody strengthen their relationship with you. I ask these things in Jesus' name.